Yo, everybody, have you ever looked at a game and thought, there's absolutely no way this should be on a phone? Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I found a mobile version of Kindergarten. Now, if you've never heard of this game, it looks cute, it looks innocent, it looks like one of those little pixel games you'd play to relax. That's a lie, a massive lie. Because this game goes from good morning class to what in the actual world is happening. In record time, it's basically elementary school if absolutely everyone had problems and nobody was interested in solving them. So naturally, I had to try the mobile version, and I wasn't expecting much. Let's be honest, when someone says fan-made mobile port, your expectations instantly drop. You start preparing for invisible walls, broken buttons, random crashes, characters walking through tables, and maybe your phone exploding for dramatic effect. But somehow none of that happened. The game booted up. Everything looked normal, the menus worked, the music sounded right, nothing felt broken. Which honestly made me nervous because games usually don't earn my trust that quickly. So I started playing and immediately got reminded this school is the least normal school ever created. Everybody here is weird, the teacher is weird, the principal is weird, the students are weird. Even the conversations are weird. You can't trust anybody. And somehow that makes everything even funnier, especially the janitor. Seriously, stay away from the janitor, I'm not even joking. The less time you spend around that guy, the better your chances of surviving the school day. Then there's Nugget. Now, if you've played Kindergarten before, you already know this guy. If you haven't, just know that explaining Nugget is impossible. Every sentence that comes out of his mouth sounds like the beginning of a conspiracy theory. He'll ask you to do something completely ridiculous. You'll think, there's no way this matters. And somehow it becomes the most important thing in the entire game. At some point, you just stop questioning him. You accept that Nugget exists and move on with your day, which somehow feels normal after a while. The funniest part about Kindergarten is how quickly everything escalates. You start the day thinking, I'm just going to finish a few quests. 5 minutes later, you're hiding evidence, trying not to make the wrong decision, remembering who said what, and wondering how everything went wrong before lunch. The game constantly keeps you guessing. Every character has secrets, every choice matters, and every mistake comes back to haunt you. Sometimes you think you've done everything perfectly. Then one tiny decision from 10 minutes ago completely ruins your entire plan. It's honestly impressive. The replay value is actually insane. You don't just beat the game once, every mission changes depending on what you do. Different characters need different items, different storylines connect together, and before you know it, you're replaying the exact same school day for the 10th time just to see one different ending. And somehow it never gets boring. Now let's talk about the mobile controls, because that's usually where ports fall apart. Surprisingly, they're actually solid. Walking around feels smooth. Talking to people is easy, using items isn't frustrating. Everything feels responsive. After a few minutes, you completely forget you're even playing on a phone, which is probably the biggest compliment I can give this port. It doesn't feel like somebody forced a PC game onto mobile, it actually feels like it belongs there. The visuals still look great too. The pixel art has so much charm. Every character is memorable. The animations are simple, but they fit perfectly. Sometimes games don't need ultra-realistic graphics, they just need style, and Kindergarten definitely has style. The soundtrack deserves some credit too. It starts off sounding cheerful, like you're about to have a nice relaxing school day. Meanwhile, the actual game is complete chaos. It's honestly the biggest example of don't judge a book by its cover I've ever seen. Another thing I forgot about is how much dialogue there is. You actually have to pay attention. Skip one important conversation and suddenly you've got no idea what you're supposed to do. One random sentence can completely change what happens later, which makes talking to everyone actually worth it. And somehow the writing is hilarious, the humor never really stops. Even during serious moments, the game still manages to sneak in something funny. Now here's what surprised me the most. The mobile version actually keeps the experience together really well. I expected compromises, missing features, cut content, something. But everything important is still here. The quests, the characters, the dialogue, the music, the weirdness. It's all here. And honestly, that's impressive for something made by fans. If someone handed me the